Hello and welcome to CJRU tutorial number 1, using Audacity. In this video, we'll learn how to use Audacity to record, edit, mix, save, and export a radio piece or podcast. This tutorial is tailored for volunteers at our campus community radio station, CJRU 1280 AM in Toronto. But most of the information should be applicable to anyone recording and editing radio or podcast pieces. We use Audacity at CJRU because it's free, full-featured, and easy to use. Audacity is an excellent choice for beginners and experts alike, and while paid software such as Adobe Audition, Ableton, or Hindenburg may offer features that aren't available on Audacity, a resourceful producer will find no limits to what they can do on Audacity. We're going to start off with recording. The first step when recording is to make sure your input, channels, and outputs are set correctly. At CJRU, the input in the Red Studio should be set to loopback, the channel should be set to stereo, and the output should be set to Soundcraft Signature 22. In the Blue Studio, the input and output should be set to USB audio codec, and the channel should be stereo. These will be the default settings and should already be set up, but it's worth checking, especially if something isn't working for you. At home, the input and output will likely be whatever interface your microphone is plugged into, or built-in input and built-in output if you're recording directly into your computer's microphone. The next step is to set your recording level. At CJRU, that means adjusting the slider for the microphone or microphones you're using. The further up you push them, the louder your recording level. The further down, the quieter. At home, this might mean adjusting the gain knob or the slider on your preamp or mixer. You can monitor your recording levels on Audacity by clicking up here. You'll see that the monitor ranges between -60 dB and 0 dB. Audio below -60 is basically too quiet to use. And audio that reaches 0 dB is at the maximum volume for digital audio and will distort or peak. When we record our voices into Audacity, we want to keep the meter somewhere in between -18 dB and -12 dB, so we have lots of useful signal but keep a safe distance from distorting or peaking at 0 dB. When setting your levels, make sure you're sitting comfortably. You'll want to maintain that position and, more importantly, that distance from the microphone for the whole recording. If you're recording an interview, make sure to set the recording level for your guest as well. Ask them an easy question that they'll be happy to answer, like what's your favorite movie or your favorite restaurant? Make sure that it's off topic, so it's clear to them that you're not starting the interview. Ask if they're sitting comfortably and let them know that the recording will sound best if they maintain that position and more importantly, that distance from the microphone for the whole recording. If there are any surfaces around them that they might tap with their hands, legs, or chair, remind them that any sounds will make it into the recording. Make sure that you're monitoring or listening to your recording with a pair of studio headphones. This way, you'll know if your gear isn't functioning properly, or a noise in your environment is disturbing the recording. At CJRU, you can adjust the headphone volume using the slider on the headphone channel, and adjust the headphone volume individually using the splitter. At home, there should be a headphone gain knob or slider on your preamp, interface, or mixer. Before recording, make sure to mute any previous tracks you won't want to hear while recording, such as previous takes. Or use solo to only monitor the track you're recording to. If you're at CJRU, unless you're recording audio from a computer app like Google Chrome, Soundboard, or Cross DJ Free, it's important to check that the computer channel is down on the mixing board while recording. Otherwise, any tracks being played back will be mixed into your new recording. At CJRU, you'll create and begin recording on a new track when you click the record button. You can also choose to continue recording on an existing track by holding the Shift button while clicking the record button. At home, Audacity's default may be the opposite, where clicking the record button will lead you to continue recording on an existing track, while holding Shift will create a new track to record on. You can choose the default recording setting in the Preferences menu by clicking on the Recording submenu and toggling Record on a new track. You can end a recording by clicking stop. You can also temporarily pause a recording by clicking pause. Be advised that once you've paused, most functions will not be available until you've stopped the recording. Always record an extra 10 seconds with the microphones at the same level at the end of your recording and stay silent. We'll be using that recording later as our noise floor for noise reduction. Once you're done recording your audio, it's important to save it twice. At CJRU, you'll want to make yourself a folder within the volunteer folder. The volunteer folder is located on our desktop. Let's make myself a new folder right now. Inside of your folder, you'll want to save 2 copies there. The first version is your editing copy, which you're going to do further work on. The second copy is your raw version, which you're going to leave as is. This is just in case something happens with your editing copy and you want the original to do further edits on. You'll keep it as a backup.